Welcome back, guys. This is the Pretty Juice podcast starring me, Koby, Nathan, and Tyler.
What's up, guys? Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Oh, just
Bad.
dandy, just dandy.
Kobe, you
Sun's
work
out for the
today.
first time.
Kobe
I
worked.
work today.
Nathan's our stay-at-home dad, and I was a stay-at-home disc golfer today. If you want to
Yep,
call,
you boys
if you
play
want to call
some.
me that.
Right.
Nathan,
Pretty
I hit
late,
the disc
late,
golf
late
course.
night. Isn't it?
All right, cool. So this is our first show ever. We don't know what the hell we're doing, clearly, but
Breaking it in.
yes, that's right.
Exactly.
So bear with us here for our half listener that we have out there. Probably my mom. Hi, mom.
I'm
So, I got a few topics that I personally want to talk about today. Obviously, Super Bowl is a big one. I want to go over the Waste Management Phoenix Open because I'm a big golf guy. Kobe likes golf. Nathan,
yes, sir.
I don't know what Nathan does. He goes to the golf course with us sometimes.
Injures himself.
Some big news in the golf world that I'll bring up when we get to that. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. We'll talk about that. I think Nathan's got a couple topics he's going to bring up. Kobe has all kinds of topics he'd like to talk about.
I'm just here for the ride, baby.
Just here so he doesn't get fined.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Tyler's drinking it truly. It looks like we got Kobe's coffee.
Yeah, what are we
Absolutely.
drinking? What are we drinking, boys?
Harley Davidson mug with a cup of Joe inside.
All right.
Got a little Woodford Reserve
What's in your other hand?
pen.
Oh, I thought maybe you
A
had
great
your,
attitude.
I thought maybe you had your wine still.
My fidget toy for the episode. Since I have to sit still for an hour.
I know I'm sitting at Gina's desk, which I normally don't do, and I'm just realizing how many little trinkets she's got. No wonder she never gets nothing done when she sits here. Noise.
Everything. All right, let's go. Let's hop into the Super Bowl real quick. Let's hear first off. Did you guys have a team you were pulling for, or did you guys care?
I didn't care a lot, but I was pulling for the Eagles, as I think most people were, at least that I talked to. Cope?
Yeah. I was definitely pulling for the Eagles right at the beginning there, especially because I just feel like I just don't like the Chiefs for some reason. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something I'm supposed to do. I'm just not supposed to like them, I guess. So.
I don't like Patrick Mahomes that much. I've always thought he's kind of a cocky little shit for being like 27, even though he's a huge success already.
Right.
He's in the discussion for the next GOAT now that Tom Brady's on his.
There's so many good young quarterbacks.
Too is like
there's so many good young quarterbacks. Like this was the
absolutely.
two youngest quarterbacks I've ever played against each other in a Super Bowl. So the first two black quarterbacks ever played against each other in a Super Bowl. That was a stat that I saw the other day. And actually, through the AFC and NFC championship games, which is like the Final Four, that was the youngest four quarterbacks who ever played in the Final Four for Super Bowl. So that's pretty crazy. It's kind of weird, like for me, being like a Peyton Manning guy, kind of growing up, to see. Basically, there's no quarterbacks of that generation left now. Like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's like the last one.
Right.
So it's like all young dudes that I don't know and I don't really care to like yet.
As much.
Right.
I think that's also something that will trend forward is just talent keeps growing. It's just a general thing, whether it's training or just athletic ability. I think we're just going to consistently see newer and young people hitting that level.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. It's nuts. What'd you guys think of the overall game?
I think it was great.
Go ahead, Kobe.
No, I thought it was a great game. I thought it's nice when the Super Bowl goes back and forth as much as it is because it's about like the championship and who's the best team. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like it's more about like the best show, who can put on the best show for the year. So I thought it was a great back and forth. I definitely didn't expect at the beginning of the way that the Eagles start off. I thought the Chiefs were like, I was like, this is going to be an easy one for the Eagles. And then all of a sudden the Chiefs were back and in two plays had a return touchdown in the first touchdown back. It was a great game, I think, back and forth.
Yeah, no, it was definitely. I think it was like one of the more exciting ones that I can remember lately. It's nice for like us as viewers to get like more of the offensive side of things. Mm-hmm. I think
it's a high scoring game.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like 37, 35 or something like that. Or
38.
That could be totally wrong, but
yeah, something like that.
But there was a lot of action the whole time, which was nice. And I don't know about you guys, but I did win a couple bets on the Barstool Sportsbook. Jalen Hurts scoring the first touchdown, so I got that, which I was like jumping up and down. My kid was screaming.
Do you do sports betting often, either of you guys?
I'm like very on and off about it, not consistent. Like when there's a big thing, I got to get into this, and then I'll do it for a couple weeks, and then I'll lose everything in my bank account, and then I'll probably quit for a couple
weeks. Yeah, it really just kind of depends for me.
The Super Bowl always gets me going again.
If there's something I think that I have some pretty good odds on, then yeah, I'll probably dip some money in there. Like I'm really rooting for somebody, but usually not betting.
Yeah. I've never made a sports bet once.
Really?
Not once.
You're a better man than me.
I thought about guessing the color of the Gatorade that they were going to pour on whatever coach's head. Apparently,
that is some outside the wall.
It was purple, and I saw anywhere up to the money line was like 1,200% or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Plus 1,200.
Yeah, plus 1,200, and I was like, "That's some pretty good odds."
Too much time on their hands when the betting gets that in depth.
Yeah.
What would you guys think of the halftime show?
I kind of hated it, to be honest, but I've never been a huge Rihanna fan personally, but
liked Rihanna. I think Rihanna's got some solid songs. I would have liked to see. I feel like when there's a Super Bowl, you have to be a very select individual for me to be able to just watch just you perform.
Right.
So like Rihanna's cool, but like Rihanna's also really cool with like Kanye West or like Eminem or somebody she's got another big song with. You know,
right. That was like last year when you had in Snoop Dogg and like that show.
So good.
That show was Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent.
They showed 50 Cent that I didn't know was going to be in that one. Yeah, that was a great one.
I don't think anybody knew.
No, yeah, that was
a couple of the ones that I remember from like past that were like solo artists are like like Michael Jackson, and you had like Prince. Like those are like big ones that you can do where it's just them and like that's okay. Right. But like Rihanna, I just don't think was like enough of like a football guys thing too.
Yeah.
To be
yeah. No, I thought well, the pregnant thing was weird to me. I don't know what you guys thought about that, but that threw me for a major loop.
Just for some reason, the celebrities like to announce their pregnancies live. Like when Beyonce was pregnant, she announced it at the MTV Music Awards or something like that, or the Grammys or something. I can't remember.
They're basically monetizing their announcement, but that's how they live their lives. Like everything is a brand.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw a ton of people that like thought it was really cool what she was doing, and then I don't know, me looking at it like Rihanna, Beyonce, like I feel like they always try to like dance kind of sexy on stage, and that just wasn't working for me with
the whole pregnancy thing.
The
pregnancy thing, yeah.
That'll do it.
I was just like, okay, but whatever. She was like, I don't know how far in the air she was. I didn't actually see, but
she was high up,
crazy.
Man.
I would have been shitting up there.
50 plus feet, I bet.
I was like, no fucking way, dude. I would not be up there.
Yeah.
That was nuts. But I wish she had somebody on with her too. I think that would have been better, especially with all the people that she's done songs with.
Yeah,
she
just
she even sung some of them. Jesus Christ, spit it out, Doug. And she just didn't have anybody like. I don't know. She's almost to me. That's almost like you're putting yourself on such a pedestal that you're so good you don't need to bring anybody out with you.
Well, yeah, exactly.
The biggest stage.
She had all the lights. You could have thrown Kanye on all of the lights. That's a super good hype song. Like Kanye out there, I would have lost my mind if Kanye came out.
And I kept waiting for it too when they were doing when that came on. I was like, okay, here we go. She's finally gonna bring somebody out, and then I was glad she did hit some of the throwbacks like. I don't even know what the song's called, but the Under My or the Umbrella song.
Umbrella, yeah.
That's the one I was like waiting for the whole time. And finally, she hit it.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad performance. I don't care to just see Rihanna. So like,
no, and last year's was so good. Like, in my opinion, that it was going to be tough to beat anyway. But
apparently, she did not take a paycheck for that either.
She didn't?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she didn't take a paycheck because it's just like clout.
Really?
And apparently she's not the first person to do that. I was curious when we were talking about it, so I just looked it up real quick.
You also got to think of that though, because I can kind of see that. I mean, the amount of exposure you get. What is it, like 100 million people watching the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that's what it said.
Number one televised show of the year, worldwide.
Yeah.
At the very least, someone's gonna go look at your music if they don't listen to your song. Like, and if one out of every other person does that, it's a couple 100 million people that are gonna give you views.
Yeah.
So
I re-listened to a couple of her songs this morning on my way to work because of her concert, just because I heard it. And I was like, I want to hear All the Lights again,
If nothing else, it gets discussions going in some way, somehow she'll make money from it.
What about going along with the Super Bowl? What about commercials? You guys into the commercials at all?
I really am, but I dropped the ball because, I mean, full transparency, obviously I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I just watched all the highlights. I watched the halftime show this morning just because I was curious and all that. But this is like the first year I didn't watch the Super Bowl in a long time.
You guys know how much it costs for 30 seconds of?
Oh, I knew the answer to this last year.
Like
it's
like 5 or 7 million.
I think it's 5 or 7. Yeah, somewhere between 5 and 7 million for 30 seconds.
It's between 6 and 7 million for a 30-second slot.
And that's nuts.
It's crazy.
But that's always been like growing up, because I've always been a football-ish fan, but like especially the Super Bowl for me, it was always all about the commercials, because that's when all the companies pull out the stops and they're funnier. I really think the ones that make me laugh.
For sure. They pay They pay all the big actors. They definitely put all their stock into those commercials. And
unfortunately,
I watched the game. I didn't really take note of the commercials as much this year. Like, I don't remember them.
They were not
super special.
They were not tier. I remember there was a lot. There was a Blue Moon one that was kind of stupid. It was like Miller Lite and Bud Light or Busch Light or something like that. We're like fighting back and forth for the best beer and whose commercial it is, and then they both weren't it. It was Blue Moon, but it only showed you that for like a second at the end. It was Blue Moon, and I was like, I mean, it just made me want the other beers, not Blue Moon. I didn't even know this was about you guys.
They probably ran out of advertising dollars by the end of it.
You can't have the two better guys, but you can have a Blue Moon that comes in third. Like, I was like,
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
They're making the 10th of Fast and Furious. That was one I saw.
No, they're not. I thought they were done.
Yep. Nope. 10th.
That was a commercial.
Something about family again. Yep. That was one of the.
See, I missed that.
The Indiana Jones trailer's out. That's going to be great. And I think it's June. Okay. That's going to be a great movie.
Can we touch on the Fast and Furious for a second?
Yeah,
Fast and Furious movie that you actually enjoyed. That wasn't that you weren't watching just because you want to see the next one, but what was the last one that was a good movie to you?
The last one that was a good movie is, I'll say, the bank heist one, the 5th one. Maybe the 6th one when they're in London and they bring back Letty. I think that one was a great car. The thing for me is I'm a huge car guy, right? I think I probably love cars the most out of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like we're so far, 5 was about the car, which was really cool. But after that, it really kind of tails off to really being about the cars and more about being about action films, which just kind of ruins that purity that the first couple movies where one is the car guys movie. It's just the coolest thing ever. You know?
So for me, I would say the ones that I truly loved were just the first two. The first one and then Tokyo Drift. Those two, I will agree with you. I was capable of watching them up through the 5th one. Past that, the last 3 have just been cinematic ridiculousness.
See, I can't. I'm not on the same page with you guys because my wife and I, we kind of dig Fast and Furious movies. So I've enjoyed all of them. I can't really pick out one that was the best. I mean, Fast 5 is definitely up there. And then the first one I do love. Tokyo Drift's probably my least favorite, to be honest. And I don't watch it like Koby. You watch it and you actually know what the car is. You know what kind of engine shit's in it. I just look at it and go, that's fast, obviously, and it's sweet. So like I don't break it down for the car as much, but I do. I mean, I was a huge Paul Walker fan, so rest in peace to him. But the movie,
was that
which one was that?
one
Was that
the last
7
one?
where he
I think
split
it was the 7th one.
at the end and just
like
made
that was
everybody
probably
cry?
one of the greatest. Yeah, that I mean, I can't say that I dislike any of the movies. I can just say from like what seemed like they started as like all about the cars. Now it seems like it's all about the action, which is awesome. It just kind of sucks that it started with some of like the best like underground car
That's what I'm saying. When they
videos
brought in
out
the
there.
they brought in the submarine and they're parachuting cars onto.
Yeah, like it's cool.
Like, they're running out of content. All right,
like it's cool, but like, how many times can your family be in danger? Like, come on.
And how many gears are those cars actually? Come on.
First of all, have you ever seen the memes with the normal shift gear and the Fast and Furious shift? It's like 6 years.
I saw a lady who did. Do you guys remember the ending of the one where they're like on the runway with the plane trying to get in the back of the plane? I saw somebody do the math breakdown for how long they were driving at that mile per hour for how long. It was like 48 miles long.
Miles.
It was like
48-mile runway.
Yeah, like it was like 48 something plus miles long. She's like, that's how long the runway would have to be. And their gas tank, well, they would have been out of gas 25 minutes ago or something like that. I was like,
see, that's kind of fun though when people like depict it like that. That's cool.
And I'll be the first person to say that realism sometimes bothers me. I don't expect it, but Fast and Furious took realism like fuck real life concepts. Just it's cool.
Yeah. All right, so off of that,
let's go to the waste management.
Let's go to waste. Yeah, for sure, waste management. Scotty Scheffler, world number 1 again.
Not even a surprise.
That's his back-to-back.
How long was Rory at number 1?
What's that?
How long was Rory at number 1? He was
there 29 weeks, I think. Or maybe
he was
39. I think 29.
Almost a year.
Not quite, because I think he got world number 1.
Or no, sorry, they did like 6 months.
Kind of late in the year last year. I want to say around the Open or something, or a little after that maybe.
Yeah.
But it was later in the year. Obviously, because Rory's Rory, so I mean he's unreal anyway. But he didn't have his best stuff for sure. But Scotty, Scotty played out of his mind for the most part.
He's just one of the people forget too. This guy is the same age. He's a month older than my brother.
Right.
I think he's my age, right? 26 years old. Yeah,
26.
He is 26 years old.
Yeah, I'm 26.
Just into this world, and he has already have 7 professional wins. Yeah, and he's been the number 1 player in the world.
And won the Masters.
It's hard to put those into perspective when you had Tiger for so long. But you got to think most young guys aren't doing that. Rory had it, but Rory's 34 or something.
Yeah. Well, Rory was number 1 before when he was young. Jordan Spieth kind of did a similar thing, then fell off. But he's having. That was his first ever win last year. Was the waste management. So it was pretty cool to see him do it again.
I was about to say, I think it's super cool he did it back-to-back years because as you guys know, I'm not super into golf as far as following the tour as much, but the waste management's one of the few that I at least semi-watch every year. Just because
it just makes it even more exciting for Augusta, man.
Dude.
Scott. That means that Scotty's in great shape because he kind of fell off towards the end of the year last year after he won the Masters.
He didn't really fall. That's the thing that people don't realize is he didn't really fall off. He still finished top 5 in the last, I think the last 4, 5, 6 events. But it was just because Rory got so hot at the end of the year, and Rory's Rory, so everybody just forgot about everybody else that plays golf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's kind of one of the biggest ambassadors right now for the PGA.
Rory's crushing it, man. Especially since Liv came out. He's him and Tiger creating that indoor league and stuff. That's great stuff for the league.
Well, he took an early stand against Liv though, and
he's been the face. He's been the spokesperson for the PGA against Liv.
Yeah.
So I still think it's cool that Tiger just kind of held his ground on that, and also at some point we don't talk about it today, but I'd like to talk about the fact that he was not going to play any more tournaments or like the bigger ones because he did not want to use a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we can definitely bring that up at some point.
He's in next week. Next week.
That was the big news I wanted to share, Kobe. That was the big news I wanted to share.
Well, share away. Let's hear it. I didn't know about this.
No, yeah. So it's Tiger's tournament. It's the Genesis.
Yeah, I knew about that. I didn't know he was playing though.
At Riviera. Yeah, he announced a few days ago that he was playing. That's kind of what that was a lot of people's guess on when he would make his first like true official start this year.
Is he gonna? He's gonna walk then? Because that's what I understood.
Yeah. He refused.
How is he gonna walk a whole course?
And that course is like pretty hilly.
I'm
like,
just. Surprised.
I saw Max Homa. I saw a short clip of him when they told him that Tiger was playing, and he said, "Well, we're gonna have to carry him down the hill on one," and he was kind of joking, but I'm like, God, you would not say that to Tiger's face.
Oh no way!
But Max Homa's cool as shit, so
that'd be Koby to me. That'd be Koby to me. All right, Nate, we're carrying you down.
Yeah,
whole 6 fairway.
But no, that would be really cool. To see Tiger playing again. Hopefully, I just hope he does well. It sucks when he comes out and then
I feel like everyone has these expectations for Tiger to be a permanent, like 25-year-old badass. That dude, like I am the $1 million man with surgeries. He's like the $2 million man. Like I've been surgery, but that dude has been like even more reconstructed than I have. Like I might have had more surgeries, but he's had serious. I mean, the fact that the man can swing a fucking golf club is insane to me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta think about it. It's one of the craziest things that like I think people sometimes look over it is like take anybody else. The fact that Tiger's still out there playing with these guys and still hitting it just as far, his swing's just as good. I mean, that's like having MJ out on the court like right now.
Still,
right.
Yeah.
You know, like Tiger started in like the early 90s, mid 90s or something like that when he first started like on the tour. I mean, MJ was like mid 80s, like 86 or whatever. So it's like, you know, it's like him going out there and trying to play with the Lakers right now. Like this is not the same league, but somehow he's still Tiger, and I am pumped for the Masters.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be cool. So back to the waste management, super quick here. And then I'm sure we'll talk about Tiger about every single time we bring golf up because that's just how big he is. 16th hole at the course. What do you guys think of that? The stadium, the environment, the beer throwing, the constant yelling, music, just like complete opposite of normal golf course etiquette, and everybody embraces it there. Like, what do you think?
I think there's more places that should do it because I think I have a unique view on it just because I didn't grow up on golf the way you guys did, and I appreciate the pageantry and the like etiquette, but I also think that it's fun when they let things flow a little bit more and more because like your average golfer drinks when they're playing and whatnot, but they're naturally a little more rowdy, so like they reel it in, but then you get all these people in a place like that, and then you get to the streakers, like, you know, the guy that runs. You know, on the 16th in his underwear, belly flops in the water, but like it's cool. It brings a spectacle. The fact that they can do it without there being real issues. Like if there was issues and people were, you know, getting into fights or whatever, but like it seems like they do it every year and there's never a real issue. Like everything just flows.
You know, it's the #1 attended golf tournament of the year. I think it's even more so than the majors. I think it has the biggest crowds of the year. I think that's like a true stat.
I mean, I could totally see it. I mean, I really didn't get into golf till about 3 years ago. You know, so Tyler, you probably have the longest run out of, you know, either of us, you know. And I got into it by going to my first golf event is really what like kicked it off for me. So I mean, you know, I'm young.
What was that golf event, Koby?
The Masters.
Yeah, you shithead.
I got to go to the 2021
We should talk about
Masters.
how bullshit that is. This man quit his job to go to the Masters.
I quit a job to go to that. But you got to think about it, though. I got to go when there was a quarter of the capacity the normal years. There's no grandstands. It was still a practice day. It was a Tuesday. That was one. I mean, that's like the most pure. There's nothing better than that course. There's arguably no better course, you know, in the world compared. And I can see why. I mean, the videos and stuff of that place just do not do it justice. But that is where like you don't have a whole like you do at Waste Management. I think Waste Management is a great way to draw in like the new guys like me. Like I would love to go to a local course and see that. Do I want to go to Augusta and watch that same thing happen? Not really. I like Augusta the way it is. It is a golf heaven
Pristine.
is what that place was. Yeah, there wasn't a thing out of place, you know.
There's not a squirrel on property. There's not a squirrel on property. That's like a fact too.
Nothing.
That's nuts.
Nothing. It was just the most perfect thing you could ever imagine in Augusta. But no,
that's actually a really good point that you bring up. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I really like the idea for like growing the game with the Waste Management. And I think I would like to see maybe a couple more events like that. But yeah, there's definitely like events where you would never want to change that. Like you're saying, Augusta. Probably the majors in general, like the Ryder Cup. That's kind of another rowdy one. That's a different kind of event. It's a team sport, but like that's another one that people outside of like the regular golf world, I feel like, get into it more. And I think the Waste Management's kind of like that too, where you have more than just your normal person that watches golf. So I think to grow the game, you're going to have to do a little bit more of that. But I totally agree. Like I would never want to see a beer getting thrown on the greens at Augusta. Like I'd probably cry.
All right, exactly. Like that's like I feel like if we want to grow the game of golf, we do more holes like that at the lesser courses that no one's really watching that much. Like if you're telling me you had that kind of grandstands at some other course, maybe it would draw more attention and help grow the regular side of golf. So then we could appreciate like the Augustas or like Pebble Beach, I don't really want to see anybody throwing Pebble Beach,
Right.
But
no, I totally get that. But anyway, Waste Management, great tournament as always. Hopefully, I'm hoping to be in attendance next year. I think that'd be sweet. If you guys are interested, you let me know because I was tempted to try to take like a last minute flight there this year. And next year, I kind of want to be a part of it. I don't really want to go to the 16th hole, only because I don't
feel like it's easy to get in there.
No, did you guys? You had to have seen like videos of them opening the gate for the 16th, and everybody just runs.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're not gonna see me running there, buddy. So,
I'll get our seats for us. I'll get our seats for us.
Yeah, Nathan, you can run, and then I'll catch up in about 80 minutes.
Nathan's gonna run and tear something, so you're gonna have to carry his ass halfway.
Hey, I can still move. Ask Tyler about our golf scramble we played in. I can still move.
True, he did. He did have to do a sprint, and I was very nervous for it the whole time. But
he was like, "Don't tear yourself." I was like, "I'll be fine." God, I don't even have. First of all, I don't have an ACL2 tear anymore, so it's gone.
Yeah, because you've torn them all.
Yeah,
multiple times.
It's crazy.
You can't tear fake.
All right, hey. So we got. I know Nathan's got a couple things to bring up. I do want to bring up something else real quick. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Koby, I know your better half's behind you there somewhere, so I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it. But you guys doing anything special for Valentine's Day with your?
She's gonna work till 8. So I think we're just gonna pick up sushi. Let her pick where she wants it from tonight, and I will order it and have it ready here when she gets off. That's about it, really.
You guys still make like a big deal out of Valentine's Days? I mean, all of us here have been with our other halves for a little while now, so I feel like as you're with them longer, it stops getting as important.
I mean,
but
we still do some stuff. Like I got her, some chocolates and tea and a card and did like little stuff like that. We did ours technically on Saturday just because we have a kid and she works on Tuesday as well. But
you have a kid?
She ended up getting sick. So sorry, she already called off tomorrow because she's sick. But
jeez,
yeah.
And then you're not going to work tomorrow, so
right?
Yeah. Perfect.
We're gonna have a Valentine's round 2, which is gonna be me getting her stuff and taking care of our kid.
I'm just going to dinner. We're going to kind of upscale restaurant, Club Soda. You guys have probably heard of it. But
that's where we were gonna go on Saturday, but we ended up canceling our reservation because she got sick. So that was fun.
Other than that, I'm not gonna lie. We're in between moves. Obviously, you guys know that. So it's been a little hectic. That's just my excuse for not buying her anything other than taking her out to dinner. But we'll have a good time. I didn't know if you guys do anything special or not, though, so just wanted to bring it up real quick.
Not really.
I like to get Gina a little gift, and get her some the normal stuff you normally get them, but
Like
I feel like
candy.
I feel like the
stuff.
biggest difference. Go ahead. Sorry. The biggest difference I feel like is once like with me and Tyler having young kids. Like once you have kids, I feel like you don't do as much for like your significant other on all like the little things.
So much harder too, because then you gotta like plan childcare, and you gotta like that has to become part of it, and obviously you're paying for.
Well, just we already spend. Yeah, we buy stuff for them all the time, so like it's like we don't need. Once you reach a certain age, too, like I'm the oldest here by a couple years, but like once you reach a certain age, buy things you need. I mean, there's not a day that there's not a package at our front doorstep from Amazon or
that's
true that.
Costco
True
or
that.
Stacy bought
truly that.
Yeah, truly that. Like Stacy bought 4 new pairs of shoes that she needed. Like
well, you guys got that money though.
We buy things when we need them or whatever.
No, I got you.
Yeah, I guess same for Gina and I. Like the other day, I bought a new Xbox and I bought a $70 video game last week. So like, there's not really anything I need her to get me.
And it's also different because you guys are dating versus us being married. We both been married.
That's true. Yeah,
almost 3 years.
Yeah, you're still required to do more.
Yeah, and also having joint bank accounts is something that makes it different. So.
Yeah, for sure, especially when the wife makes more money.
Yeah,
which will be the case for all of us.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, Nathan, what you got for us today, buddy?
Oh, we're gonna switch into current events, the big ones, since we're probably a little short on time overall.
We got all kinds of time.
The big one I wanted to talk about just because I found it really interesting with things changing. I found an article from New Jersey about this diner or restaurant, whatever you want to call it, that has decided March 3rd, so a little under a month from now, they're gonna ban children under 10 from dining.
Children under 10, huh?
Yeah, anybody under 10. So the reasoning they gave for it is just lately with all of people coming through, parents just not controlling their children in general, people, for lack of a better way of saying it, just not giving a fuck about the establishment and whatnot, and they've lost money, the amount of time they spend cleaning up messes, paying for damage that people won't pay for and whatnot. They said they basically know people are going to be mad at them. They feel bad for people that have well-behaved kids, but it's just like the old adage, we can't have nice things. A select group of people can control their kids to the point where they're causing enough damage that a restaurant is closing their doors to that age group, which I think is like Koby and I were talking about this when you were gone before a little bit, but like we get it. I support that decision wholeheartedly, but it's sad that it comes to that because we've been around. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I've never seen a restaurant ban any age group
besides a bar, of course.
Well, besides a bar, but I think it's.
So this is just like a normal restaurant.
Yeah, like a diner.
I mean, I feel this way personally about
just banning. Okay.
I feel this way about movie theaters because, like, movie theaters and restaurants, I feel like, especially if it's like a privately owned restaurant, like it's not like a chain or anything like that, you can set whatever standards you want because it's your restaurant. It's not saying you can't buy that food and take it home to them. It's just saying the majority of parents and kids, or not parents, but kids, whatever, under the age of 10, they're going to wreck stuff, do stuff, who knows what. But I mean, you also had COVID that affected everybody's mentality. So who's sick more than anybody? It's kids. So
all right. So the restaurant's called Nettie's, Netties, out of New Jersey. Nettie's House of Spaghetti, which I would say spaghetti's kind of a kid's food. But anyway, not really, not all the time. But why do you think 10 though? What does the number 10 do? An 11-year-old's any different than a 10-year-old?
I think it has more to do with. I was gonna say, I think it has more to do with parenting groups. Like we're new parents at 30, and because then Tyler and I talked about this in the car on the way back from disc golf today, where I think it just comes down to parenting. When we grew up, even our group, and then even more so like people that are now 40 or whatnot,
Our parents.
A restaurant. And you fucked up and you did something bad, you knew you were getting the belt when you got home. Like you weren't having anything. You weren't allowed to go out. You weren't like parents were just so much more strict, and there was more of like, for lack of a better way to say it, like a fear of God in kids. You don't mess up. You don't, and we don't have that nowadays. And it's even gone to the other extreme where parents, they're like, we're in public, I don't give a fuck, you guys do whatever. Like people they said in a mental health way, they have gotten to a point where they just do not care about anything anymore, and they've passed it on to their kids. And I think that 10-year-old age thing is more like self-responsibility. By 10, you're supposed to have some kind of a self-responsibility for your actions, at least the way you act in public. And I think that's where that age comes from. But once again, last thing I'll say, go ahead, Koby, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say, I find it ridiculous and almost like painful to hear that that's where we've gotten, because I feel like if you're letting your kids do that, you should be shamed. Like, you should not be conducting your life to a point where you can't bring your kids out in public.
Yeah, I don't even want to take my kid out in public right now, the way he's been screaming in restaurants. So like, I'm kind of cognizant of that, I guess. But
right, I just feel like the majority of parents nowadays just aren't. They're just not paying attention to that. So it's like, you know, like I totally, so like, I guess because my mom raised us decently, that like I don't think I acted out when we went to restaurants or anything that I ever remember. But I can definitely remember.
But...
Yeah, absolutely. I can remember the parents like now, like when I watch and I'm like, oh my God, you just let your kid do whatever. Like I can see why. I mean, if I had my own restaurant, I probably would too. Maybe not 10, maybe like 8. You know, but then it's like,
so that's where the debate comes in. Like, what's the right number? And we could talk about that for the rest of the day.
I don't think it has to do with the right number. I just feel like parents need to be stricter with their children in general, as far as not letting them get away with stuff. Because like I was in that boat. Like I got the belt. I ate soap. Like when I talked back, like I got punished, like bad punishments that made me not want to mess up again.
Right. Yeah, I was just never like,
and I'm not saying
really shit, so I didn't have to worry about it, I guess. But.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that everybody agrees with. I mean, there's a lot of people, especially nowadays, that don't agree with spanking your children and this and that. And I'm not saying that it's the right answer by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm just saying we had reasons to not fuck up. And I think as a kid, that's kind of necessary. You need to have, whether you're scared of your dad and getting yelled at, whether you're at this time, it's like, okay, like my buddy LA, he's got the 2 older kids in the house. When they fuck up, he controls, because he's a computer engineer. Like he just shuts down the Wi-Fi and everything, because those kids live on their Xboxes in their room and stuff. So like when they don't have that, that's end of the world stuff for them.
Right.
So that's a motivation at least, but you got to do something.
I guess for me, I mean, one, I want to know like what this restaurant's really like. Is it kind of like a finer dining kind of place, or like that's something
it doesn't sound like it.
That's something I
What if the owner's just a pet? What if the owner was just a pedophile and they can't be around anybody age 10 or younger?
Here we go. That's why we have a Koby.
There it is.
That'd be
there's the real reason. Yeah, that's got to be it. But no,
he was caught peeing on like a playground and is now a sex offender. Just can't be around anybody younger than 10.
This is his workaround way to get it.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? Let's just tell the public we're not gonna allow 10.
We're just not gonna let it.
Yeah. Can't lose my business.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Well, it's not funny in one way, but it is funny in another. No, I think I like the idea too. I just think, to me,
I mean, it's incredibly.
For me, it depends all on like what kind of restaurant it is. Like, I would never take my young kid to like a more expensive, fancier place, anyway. Yeah. But
I mean,
it doesn't sound like this is that. So I don't know. I'm not
true. I guess
I'm indifferent. I guess if somebody did it like around me, like in our town, where there's not as many options, I'd probably be kind of irritated by it, because now I can't go out there and my kid behaves, kind of thing. But when you have when you're in New Jersey and you have 8 million restaurants to pick from, it's probably not that big of a deal,
But that's not a high scale place.
Yeah, and that's I don't know that for sure. So it doesn't sound like it is though.
No, definitely not.
Koby, do you have any current events that you want to bring up? Because if not, I've got one or two more. Tyler,
go right ahead. I don't got nothing.
Just because we're obviously, like we said at the beginning of the show, was our first one, so we're kind of switching gears to see what.
Sure, yeah. We kind of want to mess around with everything, kind of see where the show goes.
Right. The world news that I was most interested in, that I've been reading about, obviously it's been going on for a little while, is the earthquake that happened in Turkey and Syria. And there's a couple reasons why I find it interesting.
One, can we start off by saying it's a horrible thing, and we feel for everybody that's going through that, because that really sucks.
I mean, it's 36,000. Yeah, 36,000 people. I mean, it's one of the top 5 deadliest. Yeah, it's so the reason it's even more awful to me is, so you have this natural disaster that happens, but the thing that's crazy to me is the fact that it's not like it's avoidable. You can't avoid an earthquake. Like, that's going to happen.
Right, natural disaster. Yeah.
They're up to like 144 people that have been arrested, because all the buildings in that area is all construction based, were not built even within a monicum of like code. So
first of all, that's a big word. Good job on that, because I'll have to Google to see what that even means. But go ahead, Koby.
Within the scope, like if there was like on a scale of 1 to 10, if code is 10, these buildings were built at like a 4.
Yeah,
gotcha. And I mean, so maybe people being arrested, and that's the sad part for me more than anything. And it's just like a lot of big disasters like this. It didn't have to be this bad. Were people going to die? Yes. Did it have to be as bad as it was? Absolutely not. And it's just something that always, like, this is my social justice platform I would die on. I hate it when people die because somebody else cut corners to make money.
Oh, 100%.
That is like at the top of my list, where it makes me almost want to be violent. Like, it's just like, you had to make $1, and now there's probably 10,000 like people, like their lives are just wiped out because you wanted to make some more money.
Yeah.
That hurts. So I know it's a sad thing to bring to the podcast a little bit, but it is, I think, important for us, because I do feel like we're in a bubble here sometimes. Like, we have very cushy lives compared to a lot of the world. So just to look at it in retrospect, see what they go through. And now, I mean, even like with the UN trying to deliver aid to them and stuff now, it really is like, it's just like, if that happened in my neighborhood, it would take 1/10 of the time to fix or clean up or anything.
Well, right. That's because you live in a nice little addition
in a developed country.
Yeah, development. Yeah, I mean, if you look at where the problem is, you're looking like, if you look at, it also sucks because like just where the earthquakes happen at, like they don't happen where we live. So like the problem is they build these giant apartment complexes that are every 4 feet. If just this one image I'm looking at is just showing all these. That's
and they cram people into them too.
And they should have never, but they should have never been built there. Exactly what you're saying.
Right.
That's the thing.
No, but that's the problem. For some reason, they decided that's the best spot to build. But
no, people are just uneducated in that area. It's just like, I mean, granted, if we were building on a fault line here, we would know. But over there, it's not like something they disclose. It's not like your average person knows, if they live on a fault line. So I just think it's a disservice, I guess is the best for it. It is a disservice to the people. That's the only reason I really wanted to talk about it. It's sad.
I guess if I just moved to a city and someone told me, hey, by the way, earthquakes happen here or could, I'd be like, I'm fucking out, and I'd leave, and I'd go.
That brings up a really fun question. Would you guys ever live in like a Florida, a North Carolina, like anywhere where hurricanes happen regularly? Like, was that something you would deal with, to live in a place like that?
Hurricanes, I feel like yes, because I feel like you get a heads up.
You do. Oh yeah, you do.
Earthquakes are like, boom. You guys are effed. Here you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like earthquakes are extra terrifying too, because like
I just feel like I'd have to check off a lot of everything I wanted to move to like Florida or North Carolina or one of those. Because like I'm from Oregon, so like I've already had where it's gorgeous. It's got all 4, biomes. It's beautiful, but I just don't feel like those kind of places like sell it to me about just being one type of weather the whole year round, and then the possibility of hurricanes. I'd rather live in like Arizona or like Nevada at that point, where the weather's always dry and warm, just like it is in Florida, just no hurricanes.
Yeah. You just don't have water.
I couldn't deal with it. That's why because I don't want to say I'm bougie in that fact, but like I don't want to have to board up my house. I don't want to have to potentially leave. I don't have to do any of that. I don't know if it's laziness.
Yeah.
I would never live anywhere where earthquakes, like even tornadoes, like I wouldn't live in a high tornado area. Like I'm not willing to deal with all that extreme, disaster.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure.
All right. Well, that was the last current event thing I really wanted to talk about. You guys have anything just random and fun you want to
talk about? Yeah. Koby, do you have anything first? Koby, got anything first?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got a couple like kind of just fun things, kind of light to bring us back from the awful, sad news.
Sorry, like I said,
no, it's really relevant, and it is something that needs to be talked about. If you avoid it, it's kind of like you just don't care, which we do care. So I'm glad you did bring it up. I got a couple just quick, light, fun questions we can kind of end on today, unless anybody else has anything beforehand.
No, if we have time, I have a fun one after your fun ones.
Oh, is it a fun? Is it more fun than my fun ones?
No, we'll see what yours are first. I feel like I brought a lot of the last topic, so it's all you, bud.
All right, this is something kind of cool that I saw a couple days ago, and this is just a real quick thing. But how many days? And please don't look it up. How many days is 1 million seconds equal to?
11.
Did you see the thing I saw?
Yeah.
All right. Damn it.
What was the answer?
It was 11. 11 days. Now, this is going to blow your mind, Nathan, because Koby already knows the answer. How long do you think 1 billion seconds is equal to? 1 million's 11 years. Or 11 days, I'm sorry.
I was about to say 11 years.
11 days. What do you think 1 billion's equal to?
Well, that should just be my math skills are failing me right now.
You can't do the math. You can't do the math. You won't.
Well,
you won't be able to.
a billion is what?
Well, you can try to do it, but
1,000 million. So 1,000 times 11 is 11,000. So that would be roughly 365 days a year.
Come on, fire it out, or I'm just gonna say it. Fire it
35.
out. 35 what?
35 years.
Years?
Yeah, 35 years.
Wow, that's actually pretty close. It's 31. It's 31 years, but that's still pretty.
For quick
pretty
math,
good.
That's not bad.
I just think that just blew my mind. Like 1 million seconds is only 11 days, and then 1 billion is 31 years. Yeah, that blows my mind. All right, one last thing.
Or what is it? $1 million if it wrapped around the Earth end to end, it would wrap around it like not even once, but a billion would do it like 42 times or something like that.
Right. Yeah, something like that. That's crazy. Okay, last one I got. Top 5 fast food chains.
Ooh. You can't hit me with that.
Koby, you can go first.
Oh, top 5.
I'm gonna have to write this down. I gotta think. Wait. Right. First of all, I need a qualifier. Is fast food anything? Like, is Culver's fast? Anything that you're like going to drive through? Like, is Panera fast food?
Yeah,
if you can drive through, I'd say if you can anything be in and out under 15 minutes.
Anything you think of that's fast food, and I'll probably have to give you number 5 because number 5's kind of. I wouldn't even call it fast food, but it's on the list.
Are you just asking? You're asking me my top 5?
No. What are just the top 5?
Is this grossing like money?
Most popular, I think.
McDonald's is number 1.
Shit. Okay, McDonald's is number 1. McDonald's is number 1.
Chipotle.
No. Chipotle's not even on the list. Taco Bell's either 2 or 3.
Nope, not on the list.
Get the fuck out of here. That's not on the list?
Not on the list.
All right, so McDonald's is 1. Can I just add, like, Burger King's and Wendy's? I don't feel like they're popular.
Nope.
If those can't be on the top.
Nope.
What about?
To be honest, I don't know if this is worldwide or if this is United States. What?
It has to be because I'm gonna guess In-N-Out's on there.
Incorrect.
No, it's not. Wow. Yep. Okay. I'm not gonna lie then. Five Guys, Subway. Subway has to be on there.
Subway, number 2. Got it.
Yeah. I was gonna say Subway has to be in the top 3. I'm trying to think. Like, all right, so Subway, we're at 3 now. Five Guys.
Okay.
No, you're only at 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, so we're on number 3. We have 3.
Yeah. Well, you can throw any out. I'll tell you what number you got in the order.
Oh,
I'm
Arby's?
trying to.
Huh?
Arby's?
No Arby's. You guys,
are pizza places on there?
There is one pizza place.
Little Caesars.
No.
Because see, that's what when I think
Papa John's.
No.
Yeah. Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut's number 5.
Yeah. Pizza Hut's number 5. Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna shoot
3 and 4 are
for
true fast food.
Raising Cane's.
Nope.
See, I was gonna say because there's some places like
one's a drink place. One's a drink place.
A drink place.
Number 3 is a drink place. You get drinks.
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Dunkin' Donuts. Oh,
yeah,
Starbucks. Number 3.
See, as soon as you gave us a qualifier, it's like, oh, it's Starbucks.
Number 4. Koby was like semi-close with Raising Cane's.
I don't really.
Chick-fil-A, but no.
Not Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
It is chicken related. It is chicken related.
It's not
KFC?
KFC.
KFC's number 4.
Dear God, KFC is 4.
Oh, that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. Sorry, everybody listening.
Yeah. I'm not a fast food person, first of all. Okay, hey, Tyler, you had another question that I want to bring in here because I'm curious, and you asked this earlier. If you could pick your perfect weather for an outdoor sports activity, like temperature, what's your ideal temperature for all outdoor sports activities? Like if you're gonna, that would include like going for a hike, playing an actual sport, anything that's like active. But what's your ideal temperature? And this is Tyler, by the way.
Mine would probably be, I'm fat, so I sweat easily. I'm probably like 65 and sunny, honestly. Maybe like a very light breeze, but like I don't like hot. I don't like hot. So I'm probably like a 65 because if I'm active at 65 degrees and sunny, I'm still sweating my ass off. So
it was like 50 today and you were sweating, so
exactly my point. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm breathing heavy just talking. So
all right, Koby, what's your ideal? I gotta change that for.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my God!
Yeah, let's just talk about that. Yeah.
It started like halfway through it, and I know you guys can hear it, and it's driving me.
Oh, you're good. Koby, what you got?
I'm gonna say for me, it's probably 70 to 75 degrees. Not complete sun, light clouds, and a light breeze too. Because I do ride motorcycles. I do enjoy riding. And to me, the best motorcycle weather is when I can comfortably wear a hoodie. But also not be like dead when I get off of it, like it's so hot. So I can like alternate because there's a light breeze. But also like if I was play softball or something like that, I can still feel good in a t-shirt and it's not too cold.
Okay.
Oh, yep.
I think that's like and for golfing, my little sweat that I do from swinging the club because I'm fat, that tends to blend well with the light breeze to cool me down.
That titty sweat.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. For me, it would be a solid 75 and sunny, and like a 2 mile. Like I want.
No, not sunny for you. You have to wear all kinds of sunscreen. You prefer sun?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I can. But 75 is perfect. That's not too hot. I want like a 2 mile an hour breeze.
Yeah.
Light breeze.
Just something so the air's not dead, because dead
stale air sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I also don't want a breeze that's going to affect any of the activities I'm doing.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
And that's like like a 2 to 3 mile an hour breeze. But yeah, 75 is my prime number.
Yeah.
Just anything past like 85 is too hot. Even 80 can be too hot.
Yeah.
75.
We also live where it's humid though too. So like those super hot days, it's not just hot. It's also you feel sticky.
Yeah, it's like sweat. Yeah. All right, that's cool. You guys got anything else, or are we gonna wrap this thing up for our first go around?
I feel like so we don't get too deep. I think that's a good place to end.
I loved it. I think we covered some great topics. Hit the Super Bowl, hit the waste management, earthquakes. Geez, some fun questions.
He said earthquakes.
But All right. Well, it was good doing this with you guys. I think we plan on doing this kind of weekly. So for our half a listener we have, you'll probably catch us again next week. Probably roughly the same time of the week, I would say. Kind of like the Monday thing. Probably. So this is recorded on a Monday. So
we can recap Tyler's divorce from his Valentine's Day screw ups and then go from there.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk about all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it was fun doing this with you guys. I look forward to it again next week.
Me too.
All right.